Uncover the profound layers of a civilization that shaped history, defied conquest, and continues to surprise the world. This is not just a story of political shifts, but a deep dive into the soul of a nation. April 1951. Helsinki, Finland. The World Wrestling Championships are underway, a global stage for athletic prowess. In the center of the ring stands a young Iranian athlete, Gholamreza Takhti, poised to etch his name into history. He would go on to become a legend, bringing Iran its first international wrestling medal and embodying a spirit far greater than mere victory. Takhti's story transcends the wrestling mat. It is a testament to character, honor, and self-sacrifice. He was the champion who famously refused to exploit an injured opponent, choosing integrity over an easy win. His compassion extended beyond the arena, as he comforted the grieving mother of a defeated rival, demonstrating profound empathy. Beyond sports, Takhti became a moral compass for his nation. Following a devastating earthquake, he walked the streets, urging the elite to aid the suffering, embodying a true man of the people. His actions resonated deeply, contrasting sharply with the detached leadership of his time. Decades later, visiting his tomb in Tehran, the profound realization struck: this was more than a grave. It was a monument, not to athletic triumph, but to the kind of leadership Iranians yearned for. Takhti symbolized a leadership rooted in service and genuine connection, a stark counterpoint to the prevailing political landscape. In the 1960s, Iran was under the rule of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, a monarch styled after European aristocrats. He was glamorous and powerful, yet increasingly out of touch with the realities of his people. Where Takhti earned love through humility, the Shah demanded loyalty through authority. While Takhti sacrificed for the common good, the Shah celebrated lavishly, hosting opulent banquets amidst widespread hunger and corruption. This stark contrast fueled growing disillusionment beneath the surface of apparent modernity. Iran, a nation of ancient heritage, simmered with discontent. As one guide poignantly shared, living under the Shah was bad. But life under the Islamic Republic is 100 times worse. This statement encapsulates the profound shifts and enduring struggles that define modern Iran. This is the story of how one of the world's oldest civilizations transformed into one of the most spiritually complex and politically misunderstood nations on earth. This is the story of Iran. Long before it was known as Iran, this land was Persia, an empire deeply etched into both history and scripture. Its legacy is a cornerstone of global civilization, offering invaluable insights for history enthusiasts and religious scholars alike. The Achaemenid dynasty, founded by Cyrus the Great, stands as a monumental achievement in ancient governance. Cyrus is celebrated for his enlightened rule, particularly his decree allowing the Jews to return from Babylonian exile, a pivotal event recorded in biblical texts. The Cyrus Cylinder, often cited as the earliest known charter of human rights, exemplifies his progressive approach to governance and religious tolerance. This artifact is a testament to Persia's early contributions to universal human values. His descendants, including Darius the Great and Xerxes I, further expanded the empire, their names echoing through the Book of Daniel and the dramatic story of Esther. These narratives highlight the intricate interplay between Persian imperial power and the destinies of diverse peoples within its vast domain. At its zenith, the Persian Empire stretched from India to Europe, encompassing nearly half of the known world. For a moment, it seemed poised to rule all of it, a testament to its military might and administrative sophistication. However, the relentless march of history, marked by internal dynamics and external pressures, would eventually intervene, setting the stage for profound transformations. The enduring influence of Zoroastrianism, Persia's ancient monotheistic religion, also laid foundational concepts that would later resonate in Abrahamic faiths, offering a rich field for religious study. The year 651 AD marked a pivotal turning point in Persian history. Following the death of the Prophet Muhammad, Arab forces, driven by the nascent Islamic Caliphate, crossed into Persian territory. This invasion brought an end to the once mighty Sassanid Empire, which had been weakened by centuries of internal strife and protracted wars with the Byzantine Empire, Rome. The collapse of the Sassanids ushered in a new era, fundamentally altering the political and religious landscape of the region. In place of the ancient Persian monarchy, a new system emerged, governed not by shahs but by the principles of Sharia law. Islam had arrived in Iran, and its influence would profoundly shape the region for the next 14 centuries, becoming an indelible part of its identity. This transition was not without resistance, however. While the military conquest was swift, the cultural and religious assimilation was a gradual and complex process. Many Persians initially resisted conversion, clinging to their Zoroastrian heritage. The eventual widespread adoption of Islam in Persia was a testament to both the appeal of the new faith and the strategic integration efforts by the Arab conquerors. This period offers a rich area for historical analysis, examining the dynamics of conquest, cultural exchange, and religious transformation. It highlights how a new religious paradigm was introduced to a deeply rooted civilization, leading to a unique synthesis that would define Iran's future. Even as Islam became the dominant faith and Arabic the language of governance, Persian identity steadfastly refused to vanish. This resilience is a defining characteristic of Iranian culture, a point of pride often articulated by Iranians themselves. We are not Arabs. We are Persians. This statement underscores a deep-seated cultural distinction that persists to this day. The Persian language, Farsi, not only survived but flourished, becoming a vehicle for some of the world's most exquisite poetry. Figures like Rumi, Hafiz, and Ferdowsi, whose epic Shahnameh, Book of Kings, preserved ancient Persian myths and history, ensured the continuity of a distinct literary tradition. This cultural tenacity extended to architecture, art, and philosophy, all of which retained unique Persian characteristics even as they integrated Islamic motifs. The adoption of Shia Islam, distinct from the Sunni majority in the Arab world, further solidified Iran's unique cultural and religious trajectory. This theological divergence became a cornerstone of Iranian identity, providing a religious framework that resonated with its historical sense of distinctiveness. The question of language, however, remained a subtle point of dissonance for many. As one former athlete, now a Christian, recounted, "We prayed in Arabic. We read a book we didn't understand. But we always wondered, why not in Farsi? Why not in our own voice?" This sentiment highlights a lingering tension between the universal language of faith and the deeply personal connection to one's native tongue. This cultural and linguistic resilience offers profound insights into the enduring power of identity in the face of profound historical shifts. By the 20th century, Iran had re-established its monarchy under the Pahlavi dynasty, a period marked by ambitious modernization efforts. Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, who ascended to the throne in 1941, promised to transform Iran into a modern, westernized nation. For a time, it appeared he might succeed. Women unveiled, universities expanded, and the capital, Tehran, began to mirror Western metropolises with its modern infrastructure and burgeoning cultural scene. However, beneath this veneer of progress, another truth festered: deep-seated economic disparity, pervasive political oppression, and a climate of fear. The Shah's modernization, often termed the White Revolution, was implemented top-down, alienating traditional religious establishments and many segments of the population who felt their cultural values were being eroded. The vast oil wealth, while enriching the elite, did not trickle down equitably, exacerbating social inequalities. The Shah's secret police, SAVAK, became synonymous with brutality, arresting, torturing, and executing dissenters. This suppression of political freedoms, coupled with the perceived subservience to Western powers, fueled widespread resentment. As the years wore on, the Iranian people's patience wore thin. The Shah's attempts to project an image of a powerful, modern leader increasingly clashed with the reality of a populace yearning for justice and self-determination. This period offers crucial insights for political analysts, demonstrating how rapid, externally influenced modernization without genuine political participation can lead to profound instability. The Shah's downfall was not merely a political event but the culmination of decades of simmering discontent, a powerful lesson in the fragility of autocratic rule. In 1979, after waves of escalating protests and widespread civil unrest, Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi fled Iran, marking the dramatic end of the Pahlavi dynasty. Into the resulting power vacuum stepped a new kind of leader, Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. A revered cleric, a longtime exile, and a charismatic revolutionary, Khomeini galvanized a diverse coalition of Iranians disillusioned with the Shah's regime. With Khomeini's return from exile, Iran underwent a radical transformation. A new flag was unfurled, a new constitution was drafted, and the nation adopted a new title, the Islamic Republic of Iran. This was not merely a change of government but a fundamental redefinition of the state's identity and purpose. The revolution promised a utopian society based on Islamic principles, a paradise free from Western influence and internal corruption. But what did this new Islamic Republic truly mean in practice? It meant that while Iran still held elections, true power ultimately belonged to one man, the supreme leader, a position held by Khomeini and subsequently by Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. This unique political structure, known as Vilayat-e-Faqih, guardianship of the jurist, placed ultimate authority in the hands of a religious scholar, effectively subordinating democratic institutions to clerical oversight. It meant that the parliament, though elected, answered not to the people directly but to the Guardian Council, a body of clerics and jurists. Judges served not abstract legal principles but a specific ideology, interpreting law through a religious lens. And most profoundly, Islam was no longer merely a religion, it became the state itself, permeating every aspect of public and private life. This radical shift offers a compelling case study for political analysts and religious scholars examining the intersection of faith and governance. In the decades following the 1979 revolution, Iran became one of the most repressive regimes in the world for religious minorities. The new Islamic Republic, founded on the principle of 12 Shia Islam, sought to enforce a singular religious identity upon its citizens. To be born in Iran was, in essence, to be born Muslim, often by force of state decree rather than personal faith. This policy led to systematic discrimination against non-Muslims and even against Sunni Muslims, Baha'is, and other minority groups. The Baha'i community, in particular, faced severe persecution, including executions, imprisonment, and denial of education and employment. Christians, Jews, and Zoroastrians, though recognized as protected minorities in the constitution, still faced significant restrictions and societal pressures. The state actively controlled religious expression, limiting public worship for non-Muslims and suppressing any perceived deviation from official Islamic doctrine. And yet, amidst this intense pressure, something unexpected began to happen. The very regime that sought to crush dissent and enforce religious conformity inadvertently planted the seeds of a profound spiritual revival. Disillusioned by the broken promises of the revolution, the pervasive corruption, and the hypocrisy of state-sponsored religion, many Iranians began a deeper search. Their quest was not for politics or ideology, but for personal truth and genuine spiritual connection. The rigid enforcement of Islam by the state ironically led many to question its authenticity and seek alternatives. This phenomenon provides a fascinating area for religious study, exploring how oppression can sometimes catalyze spiritual awakening and lead individuals to seek faith beyond institutional control. Today, despite immense risks, underground churches are experiencing remarkable growth across Iran, flourishing in cities like Tehran, Isfahan, and Shiraz. This clandestine movement represents one of the fastest-growing Christian communities in the world, a testament to the spiritual hunger within the nation. Former Muslims, disillusioned with the state's version of Islam, are increasingly becoming believers in Jesus Christ. This spiritual transformation is not limited to any single demographic. Former athletes, once celebrated in the public eye, are now quietly serving as pastors, leading secret congregations. Those once crushed by the state's oppressive machinery are now quietly building something eternal, finding hope and community in their newfound faith. Their stories are often shared through clandestine networks, inspiring others to embark on similar spiritual journeys. One church leader, speaking from the shadows, articulated the profound shift. The revolution promised utopia. Instead, it revealed the emptiness of religion without grace. This sentiment captures the core of the disillusionment that has driven many Iranians to seek a more personal and authentic spiritual experience. But now, he continued, people are seeking something real. This search for genuine truth and grace has led to an unprecedented spiritual awakening within Iran. This revival, occurring under the constant threat of persecution, highlights the resilience of faith and the human spirit's yearning for meaning beyond political and ideological confines. It offers a compelling case study for religious scholars and those interested in the dynamics of faith movements in restrictive environments. Iran remains one of the hardest places on earth to live as a Christian, where conversion from Islam can carry severe penalties. Yet, paradoxically, it is also home to one of the fastest-growing Christian movements globally. This dichotomy underscores the profound spiritual dynamics at play within the nation. The story of Iran is far more than just a narrative of regimes and revolutions. It is a deeply human story about people, ancient, proud, hospitable, and fiercely hungry for truth. Their resilience, their cultural depth, and their spiritual quest define the true essence of this complex nation. And that is why Iran is not just a headline to be consumed and forgotten. It is a vibrant, dynamic nation on the edge of something truly unexpected, a testament to the enduring power of its people and their unwavering search for meaning. Subscribe for powerful stories, uncovered from the past, and still unfolding today. Join our community to explore history, culture, and faith from unique perspectives.